Thank you. So happy to be with you and give some sort of reflection on the relation between Europe and China and the future relation between Europe and China. Because, you know, China and Europe, we have never been enemies, but we have never been brothers. And this is the moment in which history obliged us to change. And now United States have decided to stay alone, have decided to change totally the policy, and we have to take the consequence. Now China and Europe are the biggest player in the world trade and in the world economy. And we have to decide whether we can cooperate and that is our challenge for the future. I do think that it is necessary that we work together, taking account of the great rise of China, the essential role that China has in the world. Now, China and Europe together, they make more than 1/3 of all world trade. And you have to take the decision. Do we follow United States? So Europe alone, China alone, everybody alone, and will be a disaster for mankind. Will be really a crisis like we had in the past century. Or can we try to, let's say, make a new picture in which our cooperation will be necessary, taking account of all our differences, and the dynamism of China that it started as a country producing low-cost goods, now is a fantastic country that's unique because you still produce also some low-cost with a very efficient way of producing. But now China is in the top of technology. And so it's a wide responsibility, and Europe is a fantastic market. China and Europe have the same, very similar GDP together. So we have to decide. But what is important now that we had many meetings, we had many, let's say, summits, but we never had a long-term strategy. Now it's time to take a decision. Europe has a lot of problems, because we are now 27 different nations. Together, it was a miracle, Countries who fight together, always enemies. Now we are in one union, one community. But of course, with different history, different interests, so it's not easy also to have China is one interlocutor, Europe needs a lot of mediation. So we need wisdom, comprehension, because it's our interest. As I hinted before, if we don't stick together, the world economy will go on. Now, in the last months, with the close-up of the American economy, the trade between Europe and China has not suffered, increased, but is very unbalanced. And the danger is that Europe in some way could be obliged to do the same policy of the United States. So we need really to have some common view with a balanced view, not necessarily equal, but in some way more balanced, and with a reciprocal comprehension. Let's say, to have some sort of long-term strategy in order to pull down all the difference we have and start a period of cooperation. This is what we... Clearly, I repeat, there is a great European responsibility because we need much more autonomy in our policy because we have always been linked, and we are still friends of the United States in some way, and we are linked to United States economy. And so if we have changed the trade and economic, not only trade, economic relation, because, we cannot do long-term agreement if we don't work also on science, technology, R&D together. We have to harmonize our economy, and this is our job, to pass from, let's say, a relation that is not good and not bad to a relation to be at least almost brothers. This is what we have to do for our common interest. A separate China will be a disaster, because China has such a strong industrial capacity that must have a trade, and for Europe will be a disaster also. So let us try to work together in a balanced and reciprocal way for our common good. Thank you.